This is RTP. This is RTP180.
Thank you, nice to be here. Nicole, can I have some linalool? Do you have any linalool I can borrow? I'm on call, so I hadn't been able to drink any beer. Maybe that would help. I'm Stuart Ginn. I'm here with Diana Rhyne. We're here to talk to you about a really interesting project we've been doing at WakeMed over the past about 3 years. That's really taken off over the last 6 months. You'll realize what a terrible pun that is in a minute. We are actually deploying drones at WakeMed. Oh, thanks. Drones at WakeMed to accomplish medical package delivery missions. We actually have the nation's first, and as far as I know now, only medical package delivery drone-based system in the country. Actually, I think it's, as of now, probably won't last for very long, but as of now, it's the only delivery system of any kind that's legal and based on a drone. So take that, Amazon. Like every other question in innovation or any problem we try to solve, this started with a very simple question. When I arrived at WakeMed about 4 years ago as a wet behind the ears surgeon right out of training, WakeMed was cranking through some questions about its courier systems. The couriers carry small parcels around our healthcare system, and we're a growing healthcare system. Our footprint is expanding. We are putting more and more demand on that system. We needed to figure out how can we make our deliveries faster, more efficient, more reliable, and possibly cheaper. With my background as an aviator, 10 years prior to this, it took me that long to become a surgeon, unfortunately. With my background and my interest in innovation that had started when I was in training, I started sort of putting two and two together. At the time, basically as I was going through my training, my medical training in medical school and residency, which was from about 2006 through about 2015, the drone industry, small, what I mean by drones is civilian drones, small unmanned aerial systems like this one, was really starting to come into its own. These were evolving from hobbyist devices and through a convergence of robotics and the actual onboard technologies and cellular networks to become technologies that are viable and that we could use for commercial purposes. The problem, of course, actually was and still is in most places, that there is no legal way to do this, totally against the law. It's not against the law where we're doing it at WakeMed, by the way. So we kind of started thinking about this as, well, how could we use these drones as medical devices? And I say that tongue in cheek. If anybody's here from the FDA, please do not try to reclassify these as medical devices. And if so, it's a class 1 device, easily. So we started trying to think through how we might build a system, just a theoretical system. How would we get this done? Well, we started looking for solution providers, and we found Matternet. This company is from California, and they operate in Switzerland. They built this drone. This is the Matternet M2 drone that we currently use. And we met and together basically put together a theoretical network for our healthcare system. We thought would accomplish the goals we have for our system. And our plan was obviously, since it's illegal, was to approach the FAA for permission. And we did that, and it was crickets, obviously. But then in about 2017, early 2017, the White House announced a new initiative called the Integration Pilot Program. It's been in the news a lot. This is essentially a mandate to the FAA and other stakeholders at the state and local levels to attempt to motivate the FAA to create a legal framework and a regulatory framework to advance commercial drone operations of all kinds, not just medical package or package delivery, but even infrastructure inspection, public safety, with the knowledge that this industry will likely be very large someday, and we'd like to do it ethically and with public safety and public benefit in mind. Because we were sort of prepared for this, we applied with the North Carolina DOT and some other technology partners, and we were awarded one of 10 sites in the country under the IPP. So North Carolina DOT and our project based on medical package delivery is one of 10 in the country. And we're the only one doing medical package delivery currently. The others are doing those other use cases like public safety and things like that. Well, this got very interesting very quickly, honestly, and we ended up doing a demo flight last August. At that demo flight, where we demonstrated the technology on campus with the FAA present, UPS showed up, interestingly. That changed things a little bit. They said, we are very interested in this technology, specifically in healthcare. Can we talk about working together on this? So UPS joined the fun. It was kind of like the adults showed up all of a sudden. And it was good in many, many ways. Now, we have, since March, been operating this system on our first route. It's a very meager, humble route. Right across the street, this is the WakeMed main hospital, and this is one of our outpatient facilities. In order to test this system and integrate sort of our ground side systems and our laboratory systems around it, we're delivering lab samples. And so we started this route with the FAA. We've been operating this route now for 4 months. We've got nearly 1,000 flights since March. Many thousands of patients, lab samples have been delivered. We improved the time on this route from an average of 45 minutes with the courier down to really it's like 7 to 10 minutes, and that is end to end. The flight itself only takes 3 minutes, but from the moment it leaves the outstation to the moment the lab is delivered to the laboratory is 7 to 10 minutes, and that's a drastic improvement. But what's been interesting about this, as we've continued to push this forward, and our plans are to expand this network along with the FAA, UPS, and our other partners across our system, across our hospital networks and our what we call health plexes, which are our large freestanding ERs with clinics and other service embedded, over the next 2 years. And we do everything, obviously, in lockstep with the FAA. But that's the plan. And now the UPS is involved, and there are regulatory frameworks being built between UPS and the FAA. We're really making progress. There it is. What's been really interesting is that we've realized we were asking the wrong question. We started with this very simple question. How do we deliver things faster, cheaper? How do we deliver things more reliably? How do we get more visibility in our supply chain? But the questions we're asking now are much more interesting. We're asking questions like, in a world where this technology exists and can scale, which will happen someday, what are the implications for healthcare systems? And what I mean by that is, how can we redesign our healthcare systems and our networks with this technology in play to really sort of reorganize the care we deliver in a way that more closely matches what our patients need, where they want the care and when they want it. Imagine if we can connect retail pharmacies and doctor's offices back to our healthcare facilities. The power of connecting things physically and very seamlessly in healthcare is enormous. And so we've really thought about this from a much broader standpoint, and we continue to think like that and work with our partner UPS on reimagining our healthcare system with this technology in mind. We do envision this future where we can shape our healthcare system in a way that serves you as patients and much more efficiently. And it's really actually opened up new ways of thinking about innovation in general at healthcare. And I'll give my last negative 2 minutes to Diana Rhyne.
We're good. Yeah, thank you. And I'm just going to add a couple things. So at WakeMed, this is our strategic plan down here in the bottom right. And yes, it is a pyramid, and the patients are at the top. But what's interesting about WakeMed, I think, and a little unusual, is that innovation is part of our culture. It's actually one of our aspirational goals. So I don't know how many other healthcare systems you could have had a brand new surgeon walk into the chief legal officer's office and say, I think we should fly drones, and she not kick you out of the hospital entirely. But we're open to doing new and innovative things at WakeMed in whatever way they may be. In rehab, drones are just one piece of this. So in rehab, we have our team working together to create a way for an amputee to clip their own fingernails. And they're just doing that for our patients. There's so many examples of different types of innovations, and drone is one that we're particularly excited about. But the vision here for the drone project is to connect our entire system. And once we achieve this level of scale, what can we do with this technology? So you'll see earlier, you saw Jennifer in the lab, we are just moving blood tests. If we have certain level of scale, what else can we do? Can we transfer whole blood? Can we move medications? Will we move medical devices that are urgently needed? Will we move anti-venom? Those are all things that we're thinking about right now. But that's what we're doing at WakeMed, so thank you.